conversely, who would be the worst, most unhelpful point of views in terms of understanding the story if the entire story were limited to them only? Oh my god. Now we're gonna okay, Carmine.
Oh shit. Okay.
Redo this. Redo this with the worst points of view for having we've got to choose 3 points of view that just give us the most confusing story ever. Okay, obviously Sansa for Game of Thrones. The characters that have no fucking clue what's going on. It's gonna be Sansa, Arya, and I guess John. Like John
Yeah.
is like I would say that's a distant third, but a point of view where you're just like you get very well, maybe Bran.
No, Bran still has his point of view up there in the north with Rob, and Rob pretty much lets him know like what's going down.
Hmm. Not to mention you get the three-eyed crow kind of stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
imagine like all this stuff is happening in the background. There's no point of view on it. So John, it has to be John, but that's a fucking distant third when you think about.
Are we allowed to switch out John with like Will? even though he's
It.
a, even though he's a
It's a
prologue
distant
point of
third, but
view?
it's true that like John with his world events doesn't learn that much. But okay, so that's a distant third. So book two, we can't reuse. We can't reuse. So I can't just do a Sansa Arya every fucking book. So second book. Fuck.
Preston, you're gonna have to use prologue, guys.
No, no, no. Even though I put John, I think John would be one of the that would tell you very little about the rest of the world. Um,
LRD.
how about just Danny? Do we just get the Danny Karth story? Like and nothing else. You're like out of nowhere, we get the story of this woman with dragons and Karth,
Yeah. Okay.
and then who else is in? Um,
Everyone else is pretty much clued in
pretty
if we
much.
can't reuse. Like Tyrion is clued in on what's going on because he's in
No,
King's
he's so
Landing and he could,
fucking clued in. John Danny.
Davos pretty much knows what's going on even though he only has 3 chapters. Like everyone's just kind of like really on the money there. I'm telling you, Preston.
Davos is a Bran. I mean, Bran spends most of the Clash of Kings just like getting prophecies and worrying about. It's bad. Too much information. All right. Okay. For Storm, definitely fucking Davos. Because he sees nothing. It's just Edric Dane. It's Edric Storm, it's Edric Storm story.
That's true.
We just find him on a fucking rock and we're like, who is this motherfucker? Oh, there was a battle of the Blackwater. Really? Because none of these characters tells me about a battle of the Blackwater. John, Danny, and Bran. You're like, there's a Blackwater battle? Yes. All right. So Davos. Who's telling me anything? Oh God. No, I can't reuse. Can't reuse.
Jamie, it's gonna have to be. I feel like
Yes.
Jamie knows more about what's going on in Feast than he does in Storm.
Jamie. And then oh my God, Davos. I already used John last time. Otherwise I'd use John.
Bro, John doesn't know dick. Wow, it really is.
Davos, Jamie, Arya, because she's just wandering the Riverlands. No, I already used Arya in the first fucking one in a Game of Thrones. God damn it! I'm left with nobody.
What about? I was gonna say Theon, but he's not in there.
Tyrion is Tyrion.
Tyrion's
Well, I mean, he knows his own. He's there for the wedding. He hears about everything. Fuck, I can't use Tyrion. God damn it. God damn it. This is hard. This is a much harder practice of like try to make the story completely unknowable. Davos, Jamie. There's just no one left because I can't do Danny and I can't do Bran. I can't do Jon. I can't do Sansa. I can't do Arya. I think Kat is the only one that's left. Or I can use Sam. But then I'm finding out about the others. And the... God damn it. God damn it. I guess you have to use Sam. Because there's just no one. There's no one left. I've used all the characters. Wait, have I used Jon twice? I can't use Jon twice. Did I change this to J? No, I used... God damn it. I can't use Jon again.
Are we on to Feast now? Or are you still on Storm?
Guess, do we have to do Theon? I mean, if we're doing Bran, we might as well just double up. We only find out about the Northern story. And then... Okay, and then Feast. Feast is easy. Feast is the fucking easiest one.
Cersei, she doesn't know what's going on. She thinks she does.
Well, she
So
hears
Cersei-
about shit, but I'm saying like Aerys Oakheart.
Yes, well, yeah, of course. Eris Hokart. Ariane Martell, there's literally a chapter of her just stuck in her room.
Like you just like you stack it up where you just find out about Dorne and like nothing else that's going on in the whole story. So you
Pretty
go,
much, yeah.
So you just say, okay, this would be the most confusing. You just make that. Or the Iron
Fuck it.
Isles.
What?
I mean, alternatively, the Iron Isles. And then for dance, it gets easier when you get on as there's more POVs. But then I can go Jon Con, Quentin, and Vic. There we go.
That sounds about right.
There. That's
This looks about right.
Those were easy. This is like this is hard because there's not that many point of views and you can't reuse them. And you're like, oh fuck. For the most confusing story ever. That's hilarious. Any points of view that are coherent, that alone are coherent? Having, for the most part, during most of my rereads, I went POV by themselves. And yeah, it doesn't work so much in a Game of Thrones, but Ned is pretty coherent by himself. Tyrion is completely incoherent, and so is Kat. You cannot read those points of view, and they make no sense without the other points of view. Same with Sansa and Arya. Jon is fairly coherent. Like Jon is fairly coherent. Ned, and then I'm trying to think like other ones later on, like Tyrion actually ends up being pretty coherent chapters, like one after the other, where you just read Tyrion all the way through. Same with Cersei. Danny, obviously. Once the characters split up, they become more coherent. It's when their plots cross that they stop. So it's funny because I think Jamie Jamie doesn't make very much sense by himself in A Feast for Crows, but he's about it. Like Cersei doesn't need Jamie, but Jamie needs Cersei. Because Cersei kind of works alone by herself. Brienne works alone. Sansa obviously works alone. Arya works alone. Everybody kind of, most of the points of views are completely coherent stories by themselves, with the exception of a few. I mean, Jon kind of obviously no, but like Dorne obviously no, but like, Jon is pretty coherent by himself. Maybe that's why people like Jon so much too, is that you can just read Jon by himself.